off with Juice. Let's go around. Y'all give y'all thoughts on the film. How y'all felt about it?
This stuff, you want to start?
No.
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
So what I liked about Fresh is set the perfect background.
Fresh?
It was no.
We just watched Fresh.
We
watched
Fresh a little while ago.
No, 2 weeks ago.
But Juice is what he's talking about now.
Right. So Juice set the background perfectly lined up. It had very good triggers to give you an expectation at the end of the movie, yet without spoiling what the end game would be. I guess my only disappointment with the film is very rapid escalation of character. Right, the guys, they almost, despite your little minor red flags, certain characters were very consistent and others switched up. Especially Bishop, who was the main antagonist. Yeah. He almost seemed to switch on a fly. Like, you almost did not expect it to happen too quickly because they did not give enough emotional context to why he would be moving this way. I think that's my only gripe with the movie and my only criticism. Okay. I did not have enough substance to believe that someone you knew from the second grade would turn on you so quickly. But I do like the excellent disposition between the main protagonist, who was on his rising, versus the antagonist, who was clearly sinking throughout the whole film through the red flags. I just wish there had been a little more substance to the levels he went. I feel like the levels are a little bit extreme.
It was from 1 to 5 to 50. It's wait, what is that jump?
It's almost it's a big jump, but
there has to be given some kind of context behind it.
Okay, so one of the biggest moments I have of context of that is when he realized when he was getting attacked by the
Spanish
guys who were in the crew, he noticed Steele was looking out for him. Steele was one of the ones who was ready to go with Quincy to basically interfere with the situation and work as Raheem did. Right? He was trying to work as Raheem was moving. Yet Juice somehow targeted Steele first. So for me, that shows a little bit of not clear thought in how aggressive the antagonist is being. It shows a little bit less refinement in the character. Because anyone who's kind of in that ordeal where they're willing to turn on their friends kind of goes down this chain of selection where who's less loyal to me, but he chose to do someone who was a little bit more loyal at first. And I don't know if he did that due to Steele's emotional vulnerability. Because we always saw Steele as an emotional kind of guy. He was really for the mommies. He was trying to dress fly when he came out the crib. He had the boombox playing. He's a little bit more social, and Steele was even saying people respect me. Yeah. He felt very respected in the community, and yet at the same time was very loyal. So for me, that the only instant that kind of struck me as Bishop is unhinged was really that when he turned on that friend first.
Right.
Because a more hinged person.
I don't think it was deliberate though. I don't think he was going for Steele first. I think it was more of it was easier because he could convince Steele.
Right. But
he knew he wasn't gonna go for his shit.
Right, but
it was also a thematic thing.
Right, but
Q was the one that he has to stand against because they were the most opposed in their viewpoints. So it was thematic as well. That's why Steele died in the middle rather than Q.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. My only issue with this is even still, while you kind of prey on the lesser first. Remember when he held up Q at the end, he said, here's what we're going to do. It showed foresight, it showed planning. But taking out Steele first lacked that same planning. He saw at the end and said, here, you're going to do this, you're going to say this, you're going to say that. Because he even went to, I don't know the guy's name, but it was played by Samuel L. Jackson first, to express to him that Quincy's unhinged. So if he was more, because
but then that confirms.
No, Bishop went to Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, but that confirms everything. That means he was saving Q for the last to set up his plan.
Right, but if he was saving Q for the last to set up his plan, it wouldn't make sense to kind of work with Steele, right? It's a little bit
Quincy.
Right. It's a little bit of a stretch because if there had been a communication scene between him and Steele versus just him inviting Steele out at the staircase. I'm guessing that was the communication. He may have gotten mad at the phone call, and that from there he decided
at the arcade. Yeah.
Right, he decided to change agendas. Right.
Yeah.
I almost wish they expressed that he had some sort of desire to say, "Yo, Steel, we're just gonna throw Q under the bus."
Yeah.
And then, like, it would have been so impactful if they had seen where it says, "Yo,
but I think Bishop wasn't looking for that because
I don't think he ever planned
because he felt, at least in his heart, that he could handle that Q situation on his own. He didn't need to recruit.
Exactly.
Right.
No, the moment he saw them betray him, they were both done.
Yeah.
Right.
Care.
But even in that betray scene, Steel was ready to go.
To go for him.
Yeah. But he didn't care. Steel didn't do it.
So that's the problem, because he didn't care the fact that Steel respected him.
Yeah, but remember what he said? Remember what did he say when he had the gun on Q? I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steel. I don't give a fuck
But
about
that's the
nobody.
beauty of it, because at that moment he dropped Steel, you can see the level of power derangement where he didn't. The number one thing this antagonist did, he did not value respect at all.
Yeah.
The antagonist, Bishop, did not care about respect.
Look how quickly he killed Roy.
He was simply caught up in the, I got the sword, I got the gun, I got the power, I got the juice. He did not value respect at all.
Maybe that's something we should focus on, that idea in the film, that power corrupts.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, what do you guys think the film showed, like, a decent display of that classic idea?
I wish there was the natural life balance of alternating between the two, respect and power. Because if power truly corrupts, you have to know what power is. The antagonist did not quite know that respect has built power.
Or maybe he just didn't believe that. He believes that power
but
himself.
we knew he did not believe that, because the whole film, he almost fought Quincy in the living room.
Yeah.
Over what? Over just simply, we always gotta run away. We always gotta run away. Why? Because the same people are running from him.
Wait, so maybe the film is aiming to show you that he doesn't understand that.
I think that's the key of the film, is showing you a man who so obsessed with power he does not understand respect.
Yes.
Because you're not running from the shop owner because he has a gun.
Yeah.
You're running from the shop owner because he's a shop owner. In this corner, it's his store. You're standing in front of his store.
But Bishop himself is only running because he has the power, the juice in that scene.
Right. That's the reason he shot the shop owner. Because now that I have
reclaiming the juice.
Now that I have power over you, now that I'm the one with the gun,
revenge.
Despite all the fact that I'm in your store robbing you, I've been posted up in front of your store and you chased me off with a gun. I'm so hurt about posting up in front of your store and being chased off that now when I have it feels like a revenge. Yeah, it's very much a revenge moment.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that scene is, like, okay, he shoots him, right? He makes it seem like it was an accident. But then you look at his actions later in the movie, and it makes you think, okay, maybe he really did just do that shit on purpose. Because he was trying to pretend that he did it accidentally in the moment. Oh, he moved. You saw him. He moved. But then you see later in the movie, he's a very sneaky.
Nah, he definitely embraces that villain.
Even when he killed Rakim, he was like, oh man, I don't know
why
Rakim did that. Like, he was just
so now you gotta wonder. Did he just do some light Yagami shit and just knew who he was gonna kill right away?
It's almost like the perfect antagonist. Yeah. Because my problem with when I watch movies is I try to analyze it from the fact that I want the antagonist to have some fluctuation, right? But he was headstrong on that. Yeah. If I got the power, everything's going to go my way. He really thought everything was going to go his way.
Because remember what we were talking about, where he might have killed Raheem because Raheem filled the leader role. Mm-hmm. So did he kill him hoping to fill that role himself? Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
It's quite a possibility. There's no direct link to that. Yeah. But remember, Raheem was very about respect.
Yeah.
Raheem was, we're just going to do the right thing. We're not going to go out like the guy who held up the bar. Cautious, we can't do that. Cautious. He was about respect. We're going to get big. We're fine. Let's take our time. We're good. We got a good crew.
I mean, he did hold up the guy in the deli, though. So that was Raheem's idea.
Raheem came up with the idea because he thought to think like Bishop.
Yeah, but he didn't want nobody to die. He just wanted to
get He wanted to get the money to show, like, oh, when we post up, you're not chasing us off no more.
Yeah.
You're just going to say, okay, these guys brought me before. Let me take it easy on them. Let them have the spot and just make a deal. See, Raheem was really more about making a deal. Even when he was arguing with the guy after they got into a problem with Bishop and they're pressing Bishop, he was more about, let's just get it flat. Let's just get it flat by any means. Mm-hmm. The problem is when they were fighting in Steele's crib, knocking on the furniture, he said, okay, it almost creates a reason to get money, right? Because remember, they were in Steel's crib, they tore the shit up. They broke furniture. Oh man, my mom, this is not how I'm gonna, right? So they had motive. Now they had the perfect opportunity because they're also thinking ahead. Quincy's on the come up. He's in the DJ battle. He's already got selected. You trust your mans. So now they're trying to rocket ship, right? They're just going to say, okay, Quincy coming up. Let's pull our play. Let's get double that juice, double that hood juice. That hood juice to say, okay, we could spin the deli, go to the DJ competition and win. That's hood juice. Because what are all these rappers and all these like hood guys talking about? They're talking about doing crime, getting away with it, and acting normal. Right? That's the biggest flex. So if you could spin the deli that you always hang out with, rob it for a couple hundreds, show up to the DJ competition, win, now you're famous. So the fact that you robbed the deli don't matter because you could just pay the deli. Keep that hush hush, right? Because juice come in funny forms, right? If we're talking about juice as power, comes in funny forms. Juice could be I rob you today. Imagine I just rob you, beat your ass, and I give you $1 million tomorrow. Are you really going to be mad? Right? So in the head, they were riding that power wave. Yeah. Whereas as long as I could keep giving more to pay back my debts, I don't have to worry. And that is even why Bishop was like, oh man, Raheem, oh man, the deli owner, because he's thinking in his head, if I keep getting this power, they're going to feel that same way eventually.
Yeah, follow my command type.
Not by follow my command, not by even feeling the same way about, but by money make it right.
I mean, what do you think, Ray? Do you think? Oh, you don't want to talk? You want to?
You playing League?
All these really shit. But
Okay, no, forget. I was gonna ask
you. You sound like you're playing League of Legends, bro.
I know.
Yeah, bro. I see the mouth flicks. You can't fool it.
Alright, so let's go around real quick before we go into more questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts on the film?
So, I mean, like I said, I feel like the film itself could have a lot of messages projected onto it, like just the idea of like when I was looking at the film, because I saw the Malcolm X posters and stuff, I was wondering if it was like a symbolic depiction of like the black struggle. Where you have some people who are like, oh, we need to rise up and take it to the man right away, right? Then you have the other people who are more cautious, like Q, like, no, we got to take our like Raheem, I guess.
Raheem was
we got to take our time. We got to build things. We got to build our way to there.
Smartly.
Exactly. So I wonder if it was like a competition between those two ideals, or the idea that like, because even like in modern social justice, like theory and that kind of stuff, a lot of these people I feel like aren't even like, they don't care about eliminating these ills, these social ills. They just want the power, you know, like Nietzsche's talked about. Yeah. They want the power, so they hide behind like a
god facade.
Yeah, like a facade. They hide behind like the good guy facade and trying to do good when they're really seeking that power. And the thing with Bishop, with him like ascending too fast, I didn't have as much of a problem with it because I feel like it shows you, because like a lot of films try very hard to portray a villain as like this sympathetic character. But there are some people out there who are just shit. They're terrible people. Mm-hmm. And some of them are really good at hiding it. And I guess just throughout this friendship, no one knew that like who Bishop really was.
Yeah. Because even as
exactly, because even as me and Rachel were watching the movie, we're looking at it and we could see certain people we knew who, if you gave them this amount of power, would probably do exactly the same thing.
You could see it, and Pac does a good job of that with Zach, and like the facial expressions. Like the minute he gets to hold on to the gun.
What he say?
Yeah, some of the things he said.
I got it now. Right? He said, because I got it.
And those things are like small in the moment because he's not holding the gun on anybody, but you know it's like a foreshadowing to something later.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's a good way of showing like, okay, this is him unraveling before your eyes, but you don't know what it means yet in the moment, but you're going to see.
Yeah, what it is you didn't know how far he could take it.
Yeah.
Because how many people have said stupid stuff like that when you had the power? Like, yeah, it's mine, you know? You almost get greedy with it.
And you got to watch out for people like that.
Right, but at the same time, most people who even express those things don't take it this far.
Yeah.
They're almost saying it jokingly, but the end of the game is to take it this far.
Yeah.
Shows a level of like, as you said, unraveling.
Yeah.
What I liked about the movie is the unraveling, despite how sudden it felt, it was perfectly progressive. Right? Like, had I been as unhinged as Bishop, yeah, that's the route I would take. what I like in movies is when they make it a little bit more human, where they get the variance of, okay, he's gonna do this now because he saw that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I like the minor detail in that.
I feel like some people are so evil, it goes beyond logic. Like, they're just evil people. They're not thinking through their actions. They just, you heard what he said. He literally was like, I don't give a fuck about nobody. I don't even give a fuck about myself.
Yeah, that's a big moment.
That's like my favorite thing in the
movie. But it's a big moment because you saw the level of derangement.
They were showing you that this motherfucker is not on this planet.
And it was so dark, he was talking about himself in that way. He said, I don't give a fuck about myself.
But
so what makes you think I'm going to treat you better than me?
Yeah, but isn't the beauty of it is you realize this guy did not even respect his own life. Yeah. His own creation, right? He did not respect those two things.
So of course he's not going to be
far gone already.
Yeah, so
the man was so obsessed with power that it wasn't about respect anymore at that moment. Because if you violate life in this life and you think that you really don't value yourself, you are now a level of obsession of power that you don't even realize. Because where are you going to get to power from? You're going to get power from respect or just having force, right? Respect or force is really what gives a man power. A lot of people don't realize it's either respect or force. Yeah. You know, if a big dude came up to me with 20 guns, he came up to me, 20 guns, big dude, I'm 10 meters away, he could blast me to oblivion before I get there. If he respects me, he would never shoot. He would never even bother. So, okay, I respect you, come, talk, right? Yeah. But when you get to that level of obsession where you don't respect your own life, you can no longer have that respect that even protects you.
Yeah, if you can't even relate to your fellow being, like if you see yourself as a piece of shit, then you see everything as a piece of shit.
Right. And that's why a lot of the reflection, what people do to you, is really just a reflection of themselves. Yeah. This is why men have gathered for centuries and have gathered together off of just simply respect. Because respect is what keeps you safe. Power is what gets you to get done what you need to at the moment. Yeah. And no matter what, you would not instill a level of power versus people you truly respect. Right? This is why friends don't really fight. This is why friends get along and they conversate.
Got too much respect for that.
The respect level keeps it mutual. The second you have a friend who doesn't appreciate themselves, doesn't care about yourself, you have to get them to correct that within.
Yeah, and then if you respect your fellow man enough, then you're not going to use your power to force it on random people.
Exactly. Right. You would not go this far.
And that also has to the scene where I think Q and Bishop were fighting and they broke Steele's play.
That's when they stopped, right?
They did not respect Steele's face enough at all at that point to not fight.
Right.
Give a fuck.
Right. Because I always think it goes one thing: domain, person, and person. Right. If I'm in my friend's domain and two of the people there have issues, you have to have enough respect to sort that so that we don't ruin the domain.
Right.
This is why the best mediation points are places where there's mutual respect. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if, let's say, three friends are arguing and they go to the mutual friend's house, that's the best place to sort it out because now there's mutual respect for the environment.
Or even the presence of the mutual friend usually makes it so that you respect them so much.
Exactly.
You don't want to.
Even if you have a problem, we're not.
We're not going to do it in front of him.
Exactly.
Right. Or even just like in this house and all, like we take us outside if we need to, but we're not doing this.
I think the moment Bishop thought he lost power over the crew was when he was trying to get them to all ride with the guy who died. Remember that triggered the demon in him because that's when he fought Quincy. Because Quincy told him, said, "Yo, we went with him. It would have been 5 dead. It would have been 5 dead."
Tupac killed Raheem. Raheem was the one that had the juice of the crew. Like
he was the one. He was the one with the most respect, and that's why they showed the funeral. We've seen mad people there.
Yeah, that's why he died first.
He was the one with the most respect, and unfortunately, because he had so much respect, the one who was obsessed with just simply power took him out.
Yeah.
Right, but the end game is it's kind of weird because they paint this like power respect dynamic, but you have Quincy, who maybe at best was second in command. Right, at best he was second in command, but there's no way.
Well, no, because like the whole thing was like Quincy, the whole like theme of the movie is that he doesn't stand up and fill the role he should, and now he's being thrust into that role. He had no choice. He had to become like the leader or the hero in this moment. He didn't want to be the hero. he was a reluctant hero, but he had no choice.
Right. So we look at Quincy's situation versus Raheem's situation. Raheem, baby mama drama. He's fucking a married guy's wife. Like, all these things lower your respect level, right? You guys
Quincy's fucking the guy's wife.
Okay, Quincy's fucking the guy's wife. Raheem got baby mama drama. Quincy thinks he's big shot because he's fucking a guy's wife. Quincy's going through baby mama drama. He's got sister. He's got mom. He got grandpa. He's got a lot of people in his life, right? So off of that, many people in his life, everyone's at the funeral. Everyone's good. The turmoil he had, like, even Quincy was saying, like, yo, like, why are you arguing with your baby mama? Like, what's wrong with you? But yet Quincy's is the one running up to ruin some guy's marriage. So in a way, they're kind of dualities of two wrongs, right? You got Quincy sliding up to ruin some guy's marriage, and Raheem. Right, but it's not Raheem in the same shoes of the same guy that, like, Quincy is bringing a guy over. He's bringing Frank over, right?
Yeah.
So is Raheem not in the same shoes? Because that baby mama trying to fuck with someone with established, right? She even expressed that.
Yeah.
So there's almost like this double step in that, because you got Quincy over here out fucking this bad MILF mommy with the marriage. I don't know if it was ever established if she had kids or not.
Yeah, I don't think it was established.
Yeah, it wasn't established, but he's doing that. And Raheem is simply arguing with his baby mama, trying to get shit working. He's got sisters. He's got family, right? He's trying to do the right thing, right? So even in that, who is really the leader? They're both kind of fuck-ups, but one is fucking up in the right way. Raheem is trying to make it work, right? Like, it's just, oh, I know you fucking that bitch, but, like, he will only to be there for his child. He was really on to try and be there for their child.
I think Raheem was more of like the leader because of that whole voice of reason.
Yeah, he filled the role.
Like, he would talk and they would listen, and that has power in itself. So I think when it came to Raheem, like, he could calm a Bishop down, like, he could talk into him, and he would listen.
Bishop got him out of the way.
But that's also why he felt confident to fight Bishop, even though Bishop had the juice, the weapon, right? He felt confident enough to fight him that this guy would not kill me. We're going to scuff it out. I'll take the gun from him, and I won't shoot him. He came into that combat with no intention to kill Bishop. That's very important. He entered that brawl with no intention to kill Bishop. Bishop shoots him, to his own surprise. Yeah. So, I want to take this to the point where, like, if you realize that he thought he was in more control of the group than he was, it almost makes sense that the one to step up was kind of at odds with him. In terms of, I'm fucking somebody's wife. I'm trying to make the baby mama shit work. And I know she just wants to fuck other niggas who died. She's literally saying that. I don't need this for my son. I'm going to get me a real man. Like, you ain't shit. While the other guy's making another guy.
And Pac was hitting it too. That was crazy.
But he's making it crazy because the other guy's just like, okay, your baby daddy ain't shit. That's literally saying, if your husband ain't shit. Oh, he got bad attitude. What's wrong with that guy, right? So they're both at odds in that kind of relationship regard. Right. I'm done. So if they're at odds in the relationship regard, it's almost perfect that at the end of the day, the guy thought.
Well, see, but it's Q is the one who's fucking the guy's wife.
I know, but Raheem got the baby mama.
Right. Yeah, but Bishop is the one who killed him.
I know Bishop's the one who killed him.
Oh, you're saying the one to replace him.
Right. So that it makes sense that the man of the opposite lifestyle, the opposite direction, had no choice but to kind of step up. If you watch Quincy's movements, he's going with $25 to get a piece, and he only gets it off of what?
Family connection.
Family connection, respect. That's the only reason he got the piece. What did he do with the piece? He throws respect out the window. That's what he did. He took the respect he had because he got the piece. Throws it right out.
Respect being
but what really happened in that scene is he pulled the gun on the homeless guy.
Right.
He was becoming
right. That's the beauty of the moment. I'm glad you brought it. That's the beauty of the moment because he saw the corruption of that blatant force. Yes. It's really blatant force. Weapons are blatant force. So he got the blatant force out of respect, And when he pulls out a homeless man, nigga at the bottom. A homeless guy's at the dirt bottom. You got so shook by a homeless guy, you're holding a homeless guy at arms, you can get the level of that blatant forces corruption.
But it's the way he living, that he living on this like high alert. Like, I had to watch out.
Right. He was on high alert.
Yeah.
At some point, he trusted himself. He respected his own life. Right? Because if he had done that to another life, how dare he?
Yeah.
So as a respect to his own life, how dare I pull the gun out on the homeless guy? He tossed it away. Because Quincy never relinquished care for his life at all.
Nope.
He respected his own life enough to realize if I'm pulling a potential life-threatening weapon on some person at the bottom, I am just like Bishop.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not living correctly.
Right. So he had a choice. Right? And this is why he asked the question, like, what are you going to do, shoot me in the elevator? To shoot someone in the elevator, that's zero respect.
Right.
Because then you're just going to use
right. That showed 100%.
Yeah.
That showed 100% that Bishop did not care about life. Bishop was not lying in the locker room.
Not lying.
By the lockers, he did not tell a single lie.
Serious.
He was 100% real.
Still pulled that shit out.
Right. He still pulled it out.
Yeah, like I said, his thing was like, yes.
Right.